You guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I wanted to show you guys how to make bolillos. I finally mastered the recipe on how to do these bolillos. Girl, it's been a whole month and I've been trying to master this recipe on how to make it. And you might ask me, why do you have this microphone? It's because I wanted to give you a little ASMR moment when I give it a little split in the middle. Definitely. So here are the items that you're gonna be needing for this recipe. So of course you're gonna be needing the active yeast, baking powder, can't forget the all-purpose flour, a cup of water, salt. Basically what I did right here is just put them already the salt, yeast, the oil, and sugar in these little cute cups. So I'm gonna start off with the cup of water and I'm gonna end up putting it in the microwave. Put it for just about 25 seconds. So depending if it's still a little bit on the cold side, I just end up putting it back in the microwave for about another 10 seconds. So you do want the water to be warm, but not too hot. So now we get our yeast. I'm gonna end up putting it in the water. And you just mix it all together. As well as our sugar. And you just mix it again. So now you just let it sit there and cover it with a cloth. I'm gonna put it to the side. Just leave it covered for just about 15 to 25 minutes. So I put a timer for 15 minutes and then I put another timer for 10 minutes because I didn't like how it was looking. I wanted it a little bit more puffy. Yeast is supposed to look like a little puffy. Time to add the salt and the oil and give it a little mix. In a separate bowl, I put 4 cups of these. There's 1, 2, 3, and there goes the last one with 4. And then I end up doing 1.5 spoon of baking powder. Pouring our yeast mixtures in there. Just give it a good mix. Just wanted to let you guys know that this is a very long process. Once it looks a little something like this, I just start mixing it with my hands for 10 minutes. I have you guys in a little awkward position so you guys could see. So now I'm just gonna take it out of the bowl and start kneading it a little bit more and then just get the residue out. So yeah, I'm gonna be doing this for 10 minutes exact. This is my way of doing the bolillos, by the way.
10 minutes later.
So now that I kneaded the dough, I'm just gonna mold it into a little ball. A little something like that. I'm gonna get my bowl again, place it in there. I'm gonna cover it for approximately 3 to 4 hours so it could rise. I'm gonna cover it with the same cloth. I'm gonna end up putting it in the oven. It could start rising. It's been approximately 5 hours since I had put the dough in the oven so it could start rising. So let's check up on it right now. So this is how the dough should look like when you take it out of the oven. And now since it got twice in size, make sure to take out the air out of the dough by just giving it a little punch. I'm gonna have you guys in a little awkward position just so I could be showing you how to do the bolillos. First taking out the dough. And I just give it a little twist and turn so I could get all the dough that is in there and not miss an ounce. I take it out and then I start making it into a baguette shape. I just rolling it over the counter, and I just keep on rolling it until I get that shape that I like. So now that I got the shape that I like, I'm gonna get a knife and cut it into 3s. I'm gonna set 2 of them to the side, and with 1 of them I'm gonna get flour, just spread it all over the counter. And what I like doing with these little pieces of dough, I just like stretching them and just placing it on top of the flour that's on the counter. It helps me stretch it out a little bit more because the dough doesn't rip that easily when you put a little bit more flour in there. It's a little pinch, not too much, of flour on the counter. Just place it on the counter and start giving it a little more stretch. So now I'm gonna end up folding this side and this side as well, and just keep on churning it and pinching the sides, turning it and pinching the sides. Just squeeze it all back together, just a little something like that, and then just keep on rolling it. So it should look a little something like this at the end. I'm just gonna place it to the side for now and start doing the same to the rest. Giving the dough a little stretch and placing it on the flour. Just doing the same to the rest of the other 2. Definitely gonna be a big bolillo because I ended up cutting the dough a little bit too big on this one. But it's alright. More bolillo for whoever eats this piece. What I just like doing to the sides, I just like pressing down and rolling it so it could get like that bolillo shaped. This is how it looks. So now I'm gonna do the same to this last piece, and I will be right back.
A few moments later.
So now the bolillo should look a little something like this. And I ended up getting a pan so I could start putting them in there. First, I'm gonna end up putting some foil in the pan. It's enough so I could cover the pan. I'm gonna end up putting you guys in a little awkward position again so I could put the foil on the pan. I'm gonna put some vegetable oil on top of the pan so I could cover it. Now I'm gonna get a little brush like this one so I could start coating the foil. It is time to start putting the bolillos on there. I know this is gonna be a little bit weird, but I do like coating them a little bit with water. So since I don't have like a mister, I'm gonna just spray them with my hands. I'm gonna get a little bit of water on my hands and just spray them. Let's do a little something like that so I could coat just a tiny bit of it with water. But if you do have a mister, feel free to spray them a little bit with it. And now the next step is to just cover them up again and put it back in the oven for approximately an hour so they could fluff up again. That is also another set of bolillos that I'm letting them rise right now as well. So this is optional depending if you want to use butter or oil, vegetable oil, to put on top of the bolillos. But honestly I like using butter, so I just get it like a little bit so I could start melting it in the microwave. Just get basically like this much into a spoon and just pour it into the little measuring cup. I put it in the microwave for about 15 seconds. So I just ended up taking it out of the microwave. I ended up putting 15 seconds at first, and then I put another 10 seconds so it could really melt in there. Now time to get our bolillos out of the oven. And this is how they look like in an hour that they've been in the oven. They definitely doubled up in size. So this is my hand compared to like one of them. They are a tad bit more bigger than my hand, definitely. So what I like doing first is putting you guys in that awkward position again. First, end up getting a knife and doing a little slit in the middle of the bolillo. With my same little brush that I used, sorry there's little water drops on it, I ended up washing it, but I just end up dipping it into the butter I just melted and then coating the bolillos with the butter. If you're like me and love butter, definitely go in again with it and coat it twice, especially that little slit that you made down the bolillo. Just do it to all 3 of them. The way this recipe does call for 3 bolillos, I specifically made it like that because I do like the bolillos being extra big to make a torta out of them. While the oven preheats, I'm gonna end up covering them up again so they could fluff up just a tiny bit more. I forgot to mention that this is totally optional, but I like putting some water in a separate pan so it could help the bolillo get like browning. Put this in the oven all the way in the bottom. So now I'm gonna preheat the oven for 450. So the oven is ready now, and let's start putting them in there. Leave them in there for about approximately 20 minutes or until golden brown. So this is a check-in at approximately 5 minutes in. So they are done cooking, and that is how they look like right now. I'm gonna take them out so you guys could get a little closer look. Little glove on so we could take them out. Look how these guys look. Let's put them here for now. This is how it looks like when you pull it apart. Now time for some ASMR. I am sorry if I look a little rough. It's been a long 7 hours working on this. So I wanted to show you guys a little ASMR moment. Hopefully you guys could hear it. I'm gonna put the mic right here. I wanted to show you guys, hopefully you guys get a little ASMR out of this too. When I pull it apart, I'm gonna put the mic back where I had it at. So this is how they come out at the end.